Hey there guys, Bovine Hamster here, and we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at Aurora, who is the new hero that is due to be released on Tuesday. So, what do we know about her? We know she's a melee hero. Her affinities are Fury and Intellect, so same as Murdoch and the same as Howitzer. And it says, Aurora is an elusive crowd control specialist whose abilities allow her to manipulate the cold. A powerful initiator, Aurora uses the cold to freeze her enemies and take control of the battle. Now, I'm super excited about this, guys, because this could mean the end of the Steel meta. Steel at the moment is by far the best support and best CC'er in the game due to his ultimate. Now she's coming along and she is basically freezing him. Yes, I just said that. So do we know anything about her abilities or anything? Well, we don't know any of the power conversions yet for her abilities. We need to wait for the release for any of that information to come out. So we just know that she's a melee hero. Okay. One of her abilities is called Frozen Simulacrum. Wow. Simulacrum. Don't say that too fast, guys. It allows Aurora to leap in a target direction, leaving behind a solid ice clone of herself. Now, this sounds like an escape. It sounds like an escape. So, potentially, I think she might be good as an offlaner. I definitely don't see her in the jungle. I don't see her mid either. It's very rare to get a mid hero who's a melee hero. But most importantly, most excitingly, I think she might be a support. But Frozen Simulacrum is her escape. There's no information on it. We don't know about the cooldown or whether you have to attack the clone of herself, or whether you don't know that it's a clone and she goes invisible for a second and you end up attacking the clone, and we don't know yet. We don't know yet, but that's definitely an escape for her. We got Glacial Charge. Okay, so this seems similar to, very similar to Steel's Charge. Okay, an icy trail launches Aurora forward, dealing damage, pushing enemies aside, and blocking projectiles in front of her. Okay, so she's going to be able to initiate with this. She's going to be able to run into the middle of people without worried about getting hit in the face, because it blocks all projectiles coming towards her. Howitzer's rocket, any kind of ADC attacking her. Pushes people to the side. Doesn't say if it does any kind of knocking them or anything like that. It just pushes them to the side. So similar to Steel's push in a way, but obviously Steel's push does a knockback. So we're not quite sure what that does yet, but it does seem like it's going to be very similar. You're going to point it in the direction you want to go, and then you are going to charge in that direction in a very similar kind of manner. And then we've got Hoarfrost. Creates a ring of Hoarfrost around Aurora, dealing damage and rooting enemies caught in the ice. Now, this is going to be very good. I think you're going to be able to combo this very, very well with Steel's ultimate. So if you imagine you Glacial Charge in, Hoarfrost to root everyone there, Steel comes in with his ultimate, and then you just watch the whole enemy team just explode. I think Hoarfrost is going to be very good as a support as well, because it's an AoE root, which basically means if you're if your ADC on the safe lane gets attacked, then you are going to be using your Hoarfrost to basically root them so that he can get away. We don't know the durations of the root, we don't know the cast time, we don't know the cooldown for it, but it definitely sounds like a kind of a support ability. So you would want to initiate with Glacial Charge, a Hoarfrost to keep everyone in place, and then her ultimate is called Cryoseism. Aurora creates an ice earthquake. Enemies in the area will turn to ice, which then explode, causing damage to the hero and spreading the effect to other nearby heroes and minions. Wow, okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, let's read that again. Aurora creates an ice earthquake. Enemies in the area will turn to ice, which then explodes, causing damage to the hero and then spreading the effect to other nearby heroes and minions. Okay. Are you going to be able to double combo this? So, if you imagine you initiate with Glacial Charge to get in the middle of them, okay? You then drop your ultimate, Cryoseism, which is going to hold them in place, or at least freeze them. I'm not sure if they're allowed to move or anything. In the video that they show, the people are standing still, and then they explode. So depending on what the cooldown is, if you had a team and you could combo this with, let's say, another stun, is that gonna affect them again? Are you gonna be able to get hit like more than once with this? So you do your Cryoseism, and then they're about to explode, so Steel hits them with the ultimate, keeping them in place. They explode, and then it affects other nearby heroes, which means they're going to get hit again. That can't be right. That can't be right. I'm sure they're going to edit that at some point. But that seems pretty cool. I could definitely see her comboing really, really well with Steel. Steel works okay in the off lane. I think she might work okay with the off lane. She's got 2 escapes. She can use a charge to get out the way, a Glacial Charge. She can use a Frozen Simulacrum to get out the way as well. So I think she might be the positions I can see her in. She's not going to be jungle. You might be able to run her mid. She might do well up against something like a Countess. I could definitely see her in off lane. I could see her being pretty good in off lane actually, especially getting that level 5 ultimate as quickly as possible. And then you could put her as a support. So if you've got a Steel on your team, I would definitely put this woman with Steel, like in team fights, because they have the best team fight abilities here. Cryoseism with Howitzer's ultimate maybe into Steel's ultimate. Oh my god, that would just be a world of pain, but obviously it requires everyone to be together. That does seem pretty cool. So let's take a look at the kind of theory crafting I've got behind making a deck for her. So we're going to assume that she's either going to be a support or off lane. Obviously if she's a support, then we've got the healer token here in the scout sword. If she's off lane, you've got your healer token and your health potion, just to keep you up to health. Now if you are support, then you're going to be wanting mana. So we've got a burst end ninja here with 3 basic sparks, give you that little bit of extra power, but mostly to keep you regenerated with mana. So at any particular point in time, you can use your root to save your ADC. You can also use your Glacial Charge to save your ADC because it pushes people out of the way. If you're in the off lane and you feel that you don't need the mana regen, then you can go into your Spike Fountain, giving you some extra damage here. And when I hit level 5, I'm thinking maybe I might want to jump the ADC. She has a lot of control. She has a root, she has a push, and she has a she has an ultimate which obviously seems to stun them. Well, I'm not sure if it stuns them, but it definitely holds them in place. So I think very early on she's going to be able to gank her own lane as soon as she gets to level 5. So what I would quite like to see is a little bit of penetration to go through the armor of the enemy ADC. Now we don't know what her base attack is like yet. Now this is I'm basing her on being a caster and not a melee attack hero. She's certainly got a lot of abilities that do damage, so we're potentially looking at her being a caster rather than a hand-to-hand kind of person. So we've got the Lord's Ward here. I wanted some extra mana regeneration because we're going to eventually get rid of the burst engine. So we've got a couple of advanced sparks on here and a little bit of advanced mana just so that she can chuck out her abilities a little bit more. We've got meltdowns here. Okay, so we've got 3 meltdowns. This comes out to quite a lot of penetration. I think it's around about 34 penetration, which is the sweet spot is 31 to 36, as you hear me say quite a lot. And the reason that's the sweet spot is because it negates all of the armor of the enemy ADC, so you will be doing pure damage against him, which is kind of what you want. Again, we don't know what the scaling is at the moment on her abilities. It may mean that we'll have to redesign this for her to be a melee hero as opposed to a caster. But here we got ourselves an advanced shock, a cast, and a minor strike here, giving her 8 penetration for this one. Here we got 3 focus shocks on a meltdown here. This gives her 20 ability penetration, and the last one here gives her an extra 4 ability penetration here and a couple of cast tokens in there. Now again, we're assuming she's a caster and that we want those abilities up. Those abilities seem really insane, especially if you can get a double stack of her ultimate going. It would be amazingly good to just have that up all the time. We don't know what the cooldowns are, but I'm assuming from the fact that ultimate seems massively broken, at least just from the text that they've given, that you're going to want it on cooldown as much as possible, and I would imagine that they're going to put it on a very longer cooldown. I'd imagine it'll be up there with Muriel's shield, so I'd imagine you're looking at 100 seconds plus, maybe. We don't quite know yet. So we've got a 10% cooldown in here. For those of you that are sending messages right now, I'll get to that at the end of the video. And because I have a feeling that she's going to be quite squishy, per se, I've decided to put in a barrier of will. It gives her and her teammates a little bit of extra armor, and what this also allows her to do is shield herself and her teammates. So if she does go in and the whole thing just goes completely to up a certain creek without a paddle, she has the ability to be able to save herself. Now, it doesn't actually say that any of her abilities stun. It does mention roots and it says freezing in place, but it doesn't mention any stuns. So she potentially is going to be quite susceptible to something like a Gideon's ultimate, if you don't have someone in your team with a direct ability to stun Gideon. So again, I think this is going to be very, very good for her. She's also a melee hero. She's going to want to get very, very close to the enemy ADC, so having the extra armor there, I feel, is going to help. So we've assumed that she's a caster. We've given her a 10% cooldown. We've given herself mana regeneration. The most important thing is the fact that as a caster, she has that ability penetration in there, so she can get straight to the ADC and just blow him the hell up. So that's kind of my idea here. If she's more of a melee hero and her abilities have like hugely long cooldowns, then it might be better to kind of set her up as a brawler. She does have the ability to go into the Fury tree. She has exactly the same setup as Murdoch, so you might be able to put her down as a Murdoch, but I think she's going to definitely be more of a caster. But we need to see what kind of damage output she's going to get, what kind of scaling she's going to get, and what her ability cooldowns are. That's going to be the most important thing. So let's take a look. Have a look. Super Ninja, what's up, Hamster? Hello, Super Ninja. Cadron Gaming, greetings from Cadron Gaming. You have a great explanations, man. Oh, thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. Damn, this build could rip that armor up. Yes, I mean, what I'm always aiming to do is, if you've watched my videos, for anyone that is designed to take out an ADC, I always try and design my builds, especially for like casters and assassins, around having anywhere between 31 and 36 armor penetration, which is the basic armor that you have on ADCs. In fact, I think I've messed this one up because it's not 31 to 36. It's a lot less because it's ability. Right. So you won't need as much armor penetration, ability penetration on this. My bad. It's theory crafting. It's not the final thing, guys. You get the idea of what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to be using her to basically blow up the ADC. And as we all know, without a decent ADC, if you can't win the early and mid game, late game, they're going to lose because their ADC cannot do anything. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. What do you think? What do you think Aurora's going to be? Do you think she's going to be? Do you think she's going to be a melee hero, like get in there and hit with her auto attacks? Do you think she's going to be a caster? Do you think she's actually going to be any good? What kind of combos would you do? I definitely feel that her, Howitzer, and Steel are just going to be insanely mental. I'm very excited by her abilities that root. It would be interesting to see if her ultimate stuns. If her ultimate stuns, then she is my new support, my new main support for now, just as we try her out. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.